प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अपार करुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। परित्यज्य मौनं वटादस्थितिं च व्रजन् भारतस्य प्रदेशात् प्रदेशम् मधुस्यन्दिवाचा जनान् धर्ममार्गे नयन् श्रीजयेन्द्रो गुरुर्भाति चित्ते। नमामः शङ्करान् वाक्यविजयेन्द्र सरस्वतीं श्रीगुरुं शिष्टमार्गानुनेतारम् सन्मतिप्रदं सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। In Bhagavad Gita, we are currently seeing the second chapter, Sankhya Yoga. After Arjuna has expressed his problem with fighting the war, and after Arjuna does Sharanagati to Bhagavan, Bhagavan starts his Upadesham. He says, hey Arjuna, you are worrying for things that need not be worried. Ashochan anvashocastvam prajnavadhamscha bhashase prajnavadam eva bhashase. You are speaking as though you are an intelligent person, but you are a mudha, Arjuna. Why? Because Panditaha, the learned people, does not worry. Na anushochanti, but you are worrying. And the first line that he takes, the first line that Krishna takes is Atmaha, Atma, Nityaha. Hey Arjuna, you speak about killing Bhishma Dronadayaha, but they are just bodies. You can never kill their Atma. They are only the body. And he explains that in two shlokas, 12 and 13. Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadhipaha nachaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param. He introduces that concept. There has never been a time where I did not exist. There has never been a time where you did not exist. There has never been a time where these people did not exist. And there will never be a time where I will cease to exist. There will never be a time where you will cease to exist. There will never be a time where these people will cease to exist. Krishna uses double negative for emphasis. And here Acharya says, okay, if Atma is only one, why does Krishna says you, I, you, these people separately now? Because Deha Drishtya, because Jiva Drishtya, because Arjuna does not get Atma Jnanam yet. Arjuna only knows them as bodies. So Krishna takes only one step further from bodies. Krishna talks about Jiva, not the Atma. And Arjuna is asking how? Hey Krishna, how is that possible? I am my body. I am Kunti Putra. I am a Pandu Putra. I am Pandava. You are a Devaki Suta. You are Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. How can you say that? Krishna says, Dehinaha asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. Tata dehantara praptihi dhiraha tatra na mukhyati. Hey Arjuna, you don't have the same body what you have had when you were young. Correct. Correct. Even every atom in your body has been replaced. Every atom in your body has been replaced. Correct. Correct. But you still have the memory from your young age. Correct. Correct. Suppose there has to be something other than the body that continues, that witnesses the changing body. Correct. Correct. You are that thing. Okay, can you give me an example? I will give you a computer example. I have a computer, I have a motherboard, I have CPU, I have memory, everything. I assembled a desktop. So I have a monitor, I have a keyboard, I have mic, I have mouse, I have my CPU. After 1 year, I changed my mouse. After 1 year, I changed my monitor. After 1 year, I changed my keyboard. Did my computer change or not? No. Your mouse has changed. Your monitor has changed. Your keyboard has changed. Your mic has changed. But the computer remembers whatever the file that you have saved from before. As long as you don't change the motherboard and hard drive, whatever the thing that you change, as long as you don't change your motherboard and hard drive, whatever the thing that you change, your computer will not change. The body of the computer might change, but your actual computer will never change. Your motherboard and hard drive witnesses the changing desktop. The motherboard and hard drive witnesses the changing keyboard. Your motherboard and hard drive witnesses the changing mouse. But your computer does not change. In the same way, the Jiva is like the motherboard. Jiva is like the motherboard and hard drive. Whatever the memory that we have got, it has been engraved in the Jiva. Physical body changes. When I say physical body, including brain changes. But we still retain that memory, at least in this Janma. Why? Dehinaha asmin yatha dehe Kaumaram Yauvanam Jara. The body undergoes different phases. Kumaraha is Yauvanam, youth. He is an old person, Jara. But Dehi, in the last class, we have seen the definition for Dehi. The person who has got a Jnanam is called as Jnani. Same way, that entity who has got Deha is Dehi, Atma, Jivatma. So Jivatma remains same. Whatever Deha it takes, whatever the modification that happens in the Deha, Jivatma remains the same. That is why we can say Deha undergoes a modification. Things are changing. How can we tell things are changing? If there is a person to witness the change. If there is no person to witness the change, you will not be aware of the change, right? So that is where Buddhism and Advaita differs. We are going astray, but we need to know all these things. Buddha says, or the central tenet of Buddhism is changing. Maya. Anitya Vastu. Right. So their favorite example is you cannot take bath in the same river twice. It's a very profound statement. You cannot take bath in the same river twice, which is actually true as well. I go to Kaveri, I do my morning Anushtana, I take bath, or mungu mungi ezharen. As I take bath, all the water molecules that has hit me, when I get up, it would have gone beyond me. When I take another mungu, it will not be the same water. Literally, the water molecule will be different in a river, I am saying. So, Buddha says, okay, everything here is anitya. Everything here is anityam, says Buddha. But our Shastra says, hey, in that picture, in that video, okay, somebody is taking bath, somebody is witnessing that. This person takes a mungu, he comes up, he takes another mungu, he says, okay, this is a different water. How can this person say this is a different water? The person who witnesses the change is there. Okay. Our Shastra says, okay, the water might be different, but you as the witness remain constant. You can say something is changing only with respect to a constant thing, theory of relativity. You can say something changes. How can you say something changes? Only if there is a constant thing. If nothing is constant, then you will not be even aware of change. Our Shastra says, hey, whatever you say is correct. Hey, Buddha, whatever you say is correct. You cannot take bath twice with the same water. But you are there as a constant person. That is Atma. My body changes. Kaumaram, Yauvanam, Jara, in the same Janma. When I take another Janma, my identity changes. At least now, even when I am young, I will say, okay, I am son of so and so. Even when I am old, I will say I am son of so and so. That will not change. Even when I am young, I will say I am a Manushya. Even when I am old, I will say I am a Manushya. That will not change. But when I take another Janma, even that thing changes. Previous Janma, I was a human. Next Janma, I am born as a cow. So even that thing changes. But Atma remains the same. Jiva remains the same. I will still have the Vasana from my previous Janmas. How? Because Jiva does not change. Dehinosmin yatha dehe. Kaumaram yauvanam jara. Tatha dehantara praptihi. Thiraha tatra muhyati. So Arjuna, there is no need for worrying. Thiraha na mukhyati. See, entire Gita, Krishna will say na mukhyati, na mukhyati, na mukhyati, na shochayati, na shochayati, na shochayati. You don't have to worry. Please don't worry, please don't worry, please don't worry. Now, Arjuna is having question. This is the beauty of Gita. Sometimes Arjuna will open his mouth and ask the question. Sometimes the question will raise in Arjuna, Krishna being Paramatma will understand the question and starts answering it. He will not even allow Arjuna to ask the question. Now, it will all have, we will all have in our mind. Okay, Atma is Nitya. I don't have any problem. Let Atma be Nitya. But as a person who enjoys this body, I am a Jiva. I have understood that. As Atma, I don't have any Vinashaha. I am very happy. As Atma, the other people also don't have any Nashaha. Okay, I am either happy or being neutral about it. But the word Krishna puts that in the previous shlokas, Dehi. What is Dehi? As a person who enjoys the Deha, who enjoys the body, there can be Sukham and Dukkham for the body. Okay. When there is no power in summer, when there is power cut in summer, peak summer, 50 degrees, no power cut, my skin burns. I have dukkha. When I turn on the AC, I feel sukha. If somebody praises me, I feel sukham. If somebody abuses me, I feel dukkham. So even for a person who is an Atma Jnani, who has understood that, okay, Atma is eternal, but currently I am undergoing, I am experiencing my body. So my body undergoes sukham and dukkham. When my body undergoes sukha, I will be very happy. I don't have any question about it. I will never complain when I'm happy. But when my body undergoes dukkham, I will be very sad. So how can you say dhiraha tatra na mukhyati? How can you say dhiraha? Dhiraha here means atmajnani. Atmajnani does not have any shokaha. How can you say Krishna? Even for atmajnani, he will undergo bodily pleasure, bodily pain. When he undergoes bodily pain, he will have dukkha. Yadyapi Atma vinasha nimitto moho na sambhavati. For dhiraha, Atma vinasha nimitta mohaha na sambhavati. Nitya atma iti vijanataha. Why? For dhiraha, he will not have the problem of Atma getting destroyed. He will not worry about his Atma getting destroyed. He will not worry about that person's Atma getting destroyed. When I say Atma here, we have to think of Jivatma. Okay, this is only a stepping stone. Later, we are going to negate these multiple Atmas. But right now, we will say Atma, Atma Vinasha Nimittaha Mohaha Na Sambhavati Nitya Atma iti Vijanataha. Acharya says as avatarika for the next shloka. Tathapi, even in that case, शीतोष्ण सुख दुख प्राप्ति निमित्तः मोहः लौकिको दृश्यते सुख वियोग निमित्तो दुख संयोग निमित्तः च शोक इति एतत् अर्जुनस्य वचनम् आशंक्या. So I don't have any problem with Atma getting destroyed because I know Atma is Nitya. But Laukikaha, in the case of my Deha, from the point of Deha Bhava, Tathapi, Sitoshna Sukha Dukkha Prapti Nimitto Moho Laukiko Drishyate. He will have Dukkha. He will have Sukha. When does one have Dukkha? Acharya says, Sukha Yoga Nimitto. Dukkha Sanyoga Nimittaha. Sukha Viyoga Nimittaha. Dukkha Sanyoga Nimittaha. Sukha Viyoga. I lose pleasure. Dukkha Sanyogaha. I get pain. In both the cases, we will worry. When do we worry? I have been experiencing air conditioning and suddenly power went off. Suddenly there is no power. I am not getting dukkha. What I am doing, I am only losing my pleasure. I am losing current. I will get shokaha. Ayyo, current pedte, current pedte, current. It would not have even started sweating. We will not have actually sweated yet. But the moment the power goes off, we will start lamenting current pedte, eppadi thanga pore, eppadi thanga pore. That is number one. Number two, that is Sukha Viyoga. Viyoga means going away. Sukha is going away from me. And then Dukkha Sanyoga. I am actually getting hurt. In these two cases, even Jnani should worry. Why? Because he is undergoing Dehavastha. So here Krishna gives a very, very practical advice. The most practical advice you can ever see. Most honest, practical, brutal advice, if I can say that. Krishna does not promise, hey, you do my nama japa. I will take care of your dukkha. I will remove your dukkha. He does not say that. You know what Krishna says? Krishna says, Matras parishastu kaunteya शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदाः आगमापायिनः अनित्यः तां स्थितिक्षस्व भारत. हे अर्जुना, वडंबुना कष्टम वरतांपा वरुम. What does he say? Hey Arjuna, வடம்புனா கஷ்டம் வரத்தான் வரும். அதை நீ பொறுத்துக்கத்தான் வேணும், வேற வழியே கிடையாது. Most practical advice a person can ever give. No false promises. You come to me, I will give you money. You come to me, I will remove all of your shokas. Krishna never gives that in Gita. In fact, this is what our Bhagavans have shown as avatars. Even if I am a Bhagavan, if I have taken birth as Manushya, I will have to endure shokaha. I will have to endure dukkha. What happens to Rama? What happens to Krishna? Krishna, right from the moment he is born, he has got problems. He is born in a jail. Immediately after he is born, he was separated from his parents. He went to Gokula. In the Gokula, all the Gopikas three have been complaining about him. Right from the moment of his birth, he has got enemies. At least Rama, he did not have enemies. Guna Shodasha Vrishab, at least 16 years, Rama was happy. If you take in Ramayana, Rama was born and then immediately Vishwamitra comes. 16 years has gone. No significant thing happened in Rama's life. But for Krishna's life, it was not the case. The moment he was born, Krishna was in danger. Everything you have to fight. Krishna showed us how to fight. And just because Pandavas was friends with Krishna, Krishna did not protect them. If Pandavas has to endure them, they have to endure them. Because it is the karmas of Pandava. If Draupadi Vastraparanam happened, it has to happen. Draupadi then later did Sharanagati. Krishna later protected Draupadi. It was her karma. Pandavas, they went to the game of dice. They lost everything. It was their karma. Krishna did not go unnecessarily and interfere. Even if you are friends with Krishna, even if you are friends with Bhagavan, you will have problems in your life. Arjuna did not complain to Krishna. Hey Krishna, you are my friend. How can you let this happen to me? Arjuna did not complain. If I have to endure, I will have to endure. So we have to think that in our, okay, I am doing all these things. Why I keep on having problems in my life now? Bhagavan is testing you whether you are doing all these things in spite of having problems. You can be a great devotee if you have everything, but are you a good devotee in spite of having problems is what Bhagavan will check. Okay, that aside, here Krishna says, the logic Krishna uses is, Matras parishastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada. We'll see the explanation here. In the next class, we will see Adi Shankara's bhashyam for this shloka. I have organs of knowledge. Everybody has got organs of knowledge, right? My eyes, my ears, my nose, my tongue, my twak, my skin. Along with that, we can also include mind, because with the 5 organs, we will enjoy the sthula. We will enjoy gross pleasures and gross pain. With our mind, we will enjoy subtle pleasure, subtle pain. Even our mind will pain. மனசுக்கு நினைச்சா ரொம்ப வேதனையா இருக்கு. This pain of mind. All these are organs of knowledge. And then you have objects of knowledge. Vision. The things that I see are the objects of my eyes. Things that I hear are the objects of ear. Things that I smell are the objects of nose. Things that I think are the objects of mind. Things that I feel are the objects of skin. Right? I have sense organs. I have sense objects. Each sense organ will have a sense object. Right? What Krishna says is that if you have a sense organ, it will always connect with a sense object. If I have eyes, it is going to see anything. It is going to see something. If I have nose, it is going to smell something. I cannot close my nose. I will die. You can close your ears, but you will still hear something. You can never close your skin. You can never close your mind, more importantly. If you try to close your mind, it will go out. The more you try to close your mind, the more it goes out. Chanchalam hi manapata, Krishna will say later. So if I have an object, if I have a sense organ, that sense organs are called as matra. Tanmatrainu peru. Pancha tanmatra shayika. Pancha tanmatra shayika. Ambal kaila, she has got 5 arrows. What are those arrows now? The sense of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and the sense of feeling. Those are the pancha tanmatras. The tanmatras will always be in contact with the knowledge, with the object, with the sense object. Tanmatras are sense organs. Vishayaha are sense objects. The Vishaya for eyes is vision. The Vishaya for ears is sound. The Vishaya for nose is smell. The Vishaya for tongue is taste. The Vishaya for skin is hot, cold. That feeling. So the matra will always be in contact with the Vishaya. Matra sparshastu kaunteya. That contact is called as sparshanam. Sparshanam na in a touching, being in contact with. So when the tanmatras contact with the Vishayas, the Vishaya can either be favorable for you or it can be unfavorable for you. If the Vishaya is favorable, it gives you sukha. If the Vishaya is unfavorable, it gives you dukkha. Dukkham. Right? So my skin, if it is nice, cold, it gives me sukham. If it is very, very hot, it gives me dukkham. Things that I see, sometimes it gives me sukham. If I see nice flower, it gives me sukham. Or if I see a fight within my own family, it gives me dukkham. Things that I hear, if somebody praises me, if I hear praises, it gives me sukham. If I hear abuses, it gives me dukkham. Right? But it is always going to generate something. Matra sparshastu kaunteya Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkada. Shita means cold. Ushna means hot. Sukha, Sukham. Dukkha is Dukkha. So you only have two options. It either gives me Sukham, it either gives me Dukkham. That is universal. Nobody can change, even Bhagavan. But what we have to understand is all the Sukham and Dukkham are Anityaha. Agama Payinaha vanditu porthu. It will come, it will go. It is Anityaha. The same object which gives me Sukham will be a Karanam for my Dukkham later. My favorite example is Gulab Jamun. I love to eat Gulab Jamun. If somebody gives me Gulab Jamun today, I will love it, eat. I will love it, and then it gives me Sukham. But imagine if I have been fed Gulab Jamun 3 times a day for a week without any other food. The same Gulab Jamun will give me Dukkham. Same Gulab Jamun will give me Dukkham if I have been exposed to Gulab Jamun for 3 times a day for about a week. So the ability to generate Sukham and Dukkham, it does not rest with the Gulab Jamun. If I give another example, we will understand. Sweetness in Gulab Jamun. If I eat Gulab Jamun, it will be sweet. If somebody else eats Gulab Jamun, it is going to feel sweet. They are going to feel the sweetness. If I eat Gulab Jamun today, it will be sweet. Even after a week, I've been fed Gulab Jamun 3 times a day. Even after 1 week, if I eat Gulab Jamun, it is going to feel sweet. That is absolutely no question about it. Suddenly, it will not change its taste. Suddenly, it will not change its taste. It is not going to be bitter for me, or it is not going to be spicy for me. So, sweetness of Gulab Jamun is an intrinsic property of Gulab Jamun. What is intrinsic property? It remains the same no matter when I eat it, no matter who enjoys it. Gulab Jamun is round in shape. If I see Gulab Jamun, it is going to be round in shape. If somebody else sees Gulab Jamun, it is going to be round in shape. Even if a person who does not have any vision, if he touches the Gulab Jamun, he will feel that it is round in shape. So the roundness of Gulab Jamun, it is an intrinsic property of Gulab Jamun. It does not change. The color of Gulab Jamun, if I see it, it is going to be golden brown in color. Somebody else sees, it is still golden brown in color. If I see tomorrow, if I have stored it properly, it is still going to be golden brown in color. So the taste of Gulab Jamun, it is an intrinsic property. The color of Gulab Jamun, intrinsic property. Smell of Gulab Jamun, intrinsic property. Texture of Gulab Jamun, intrinsic property. It is objective in nature. Objective, it remains with the object, which is Gulab Jamun. But how about the pleasure that is derived from eating the Gulab Jamun? The pleasure that is derived from eating the Gulab Jamun, it remains with the Gulab Jamun. Is it the property of Gulab Jamun or property of the eater? I like Gulab Jamun. So somebody gives me Gulab Jamun, I get lots of pleasure. But you go to somebody who does not like Gulab Jamun. You force-fed Gulab Jamun to that person. Will he be happy? Will he get pleasure? No. So Gulab Jamun will be sweet. The gulab jamun will be soft. Gulab jamun will be golden brown in color. Gulab jamun will smell nice, but he will not get the pleasure of eating gulab jamun. He will enjoy, he will observe all the objective properties of gulab jamun, that is right, except he will not derive pleasure from eating gulab jamun. The same me, I derive pleasure from gulab jamun from eating gulab jamun today morning. But if I have been fed gulab jamun 3 times a day for a week, after 1 week, if somebody gives me gulab jamun, will I derive the same pleasure? No. Palaga palaga palum pulikum. I will start run away. I will start running if somebody even utters the name gulab jamun. So, color, texture, sweetness, smell, all these are intrinsic properties of gulab jamun. All these are subjective properties. But pleasure that I derive from eating gulab jamun, it is not a subjective property. It is an objective entity. Sorry, it is not an objective entity. It is subjective. Subjective na, it relates to me. Objective na, it remains with the object. Color remains with the object. Taste remains with the object. Texture remains with the object. Smell remains with the object. But whether I get pleasure or pain, it does not remain with the object. It remains with me, the subject. So I can tune my mind whether to get pleasure or pain for any situation. Gulab jamun is just an example. So whether I have to get shoka, whether I have to be happy, whether I have to be sad, I have to decide. I cannot let anybody else ruin my day. Because people are going to ruin your day. People are going to ruin your day. If we like it or not, it is going to happen. That is samsara. No matter how much puja you do, no matter how much japam you do, no matter how much charity you do, you are going to have a bad day. That we cannot change. But what we can change is how we look at the bad day. How we look at the bad day, we can change. That is what Krishna says. Tam titikshasva. Titiksha is patience. Hey Arjuna, you have to have endurance, Arjuna. There is absolutely no other way. You have to understand that they all are agama paginaha. They come and they go. They are anityaha. Sometimes you are going to enjoy pleasure from the same object. Sometimes you are going to get pain from the same object. The same relative who caused happiness to me when he helped me, the same relative will be the cause of my sorrow when he keeps on pointing that out. Hey, I helped you that day. I helped you that day. I helped you that day. The same object, the same car which gave you pleasure one day, the same car will be the cause of your pain when it breaks down. So the same object can give you both pleasure and pain. It is going to be the cause of sukha. It is going to be the cause of dukkha. There is absolutely no other question about it. What you have to do is you have to develop titiksha. Titiksha means endurance, patience. Agarvarai tangum nilam pola tammai igalvar poruttal talai. Poruttal irappinai என்றும் அதனை மறத்தல் அதனினும் நன்று. Tiruvallur has written 10 Tirukkural just for this one word. இன்மையுள் இன்மை விருந்தோராள் வன்மையுள் வன்மை பொறவா கடை பொறையுடைமை அடக்கமுடைமை பொறையுடைமை. He has written lots of shlokas, lots of Tirukural to explain this one thing. So we have to remember matras parishastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkadaha agamapayinaha anityaha samtitikshasa. Even if we forget 699 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, this shloka should never be forgotten. Whether you understand Atma Tattvam or not, it is different. Whether we understand a Sharanagati or not, it is different. Whether we could visualize the Vishwarupa of Bhagavan or not, it is different. This shloka should never be forgotten. Matras parushastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkadaha agamapayinaha anityaha, because of which tam titikshasva. Bharata is the name of Arjuna. Titiksha is the key word here. Titiksha means endurance, patience. It will change. This shall change. Nobody will keep on experiencing pain. Nobody will keep on experiencing pleasure. Things will change. Have some patience. Have some endurance. Says Krishna in the shloka. With this, we will finish today. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.